Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for map number 2, and hopefully the map that does not lose connection. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's London Lynx versus eDen. My name is Switchblade J. Joining me is Mr. Scriv for this particular series here. So yeah, Train is map number 2, and obviously Cobblestone was a very nice start from eDen to kick things off. They are going to be up a map. Can they keep it together? What is your take on this one?
Well, I mean, Cobblestone typically T-sided, but eDen had a really, really strong showing on the CT side. Train, I think, is one of the few maps at the moment that we can say is not obviously not 100% on one side, but it is heavily favoured in the CT side. It's very difficult, especially the outer bomb site, for T's to get out if you're up against a coordinated team, and it seems that eDen are very coordinated on that CT side. So we'll see what they've got in store, but of course London Lynx going to be starting on the CT side. NK has got a kit in hand, everyone else with armor, and no utility bought up for the T's here, so they're just going to be looking to run straight out of the T-con area up and towards that bomb train. Logsy is going to open up. Samwell chimes in as well, and there you go. Cyber are able to trade one back, but now it's NK all by himself, and a very quick pistol round going the way of eDen eSports. So not a great start from London Lynx. We'll hopefully be looking to bounce back after, you know, getting absolutely demolished on their T side, honestly, at the latter end of that game. Unfortunately, you know, we did miss it. Things happen, but eDen did win it out, of course, like we said. So they will be looking to make it 2-0 in this best of 3 series. London Lynx will be hoping to try and at least win this one out and then move into the next map, sort of as it comes.
They will have to do so. Good start right here from Samwell, taking the opening on Mr. Hoyt. 5-on-4 situation that Eagles will chime back, and the C2s will turn it into the man advantage just for a second. Thomas will trade out NK and probably just take down Fearless to 2 players left alive for London Lynx. And sadly, the pistols will not be able to hold too much of a defensive, much more than that. 2-0. Very quick for eDen eSports. 2 very in-and-out rounds, just straight in, shutting down the CTs and getting the round as soon as they can. So, you know, a great start from the T side. And London Lynx will be forced down to a basic eco for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, just a comment, Pommy, something that we've seen a lot recently is this MP7 coming out just sort of on both sides after the nerf to the UMP. It's a bit, I think it's $50 cheaper, it's $1,200 as opposed to $1,250 compared to the UMP, and it's become a little bit popular because, of course, it's got that high mobility rate that the SMGs are known for, but as well it's got a very high fire rate. And it's really good against sort of like quasi-buys and full ecos and things. Mr. Hoy, hot damn, gets himself a second for the round. Flying out of heaven there. Left on 8 HP and still only on that USP. So, but a 2 versus 1 here. Fearless goes down though, and he was pretty much the only chance of them getting back into this round. Unless, ooh, Mr. Hoy, the timing, he almost does catch him in the side of the head there. But Thomas looking for the ace here, in fact. He's probably going to get it, unless he keeps one-shotting like that. Does get dinked down, but of course it's a USP, so it's only 60 damage. And there you go, a great way to open up 3 rounds in, and we've already got ourselves an ace. So Thomas going to be very happy about that one. And the morale at the moment, I think, for London Lynx is going to be, I wouldn't say in tatters, but not as good as you would hope coming into the second map. You know, eDen eSports with a pretty strong showing so far off their victory on Cobblestone as well. London Lynx did beat out My Insanity in a really close best of 3. We didn't stream that one, but it was really close. But yeah, the fast B hit coming out here from eDen, trying to catch London Lynx off guard. Trouble will get 2. Logsy trades back to make it a 4 versus 3. The bomb is going to go down momentarily. It does get planted. Very limited utility for the CTs here. No kit either, so time is of the essence. We're going to be pushing up there. It is Mr. Hoy and Cyber sort of side by side on the 2 different levels. And the bomb is going to be tapped as, of course, the classic Molotov coming out. But Pommy has been hiding in the smoke. Will pick up 1. Fearless, however, does manage to take him down. So there you go. London Lynx win out the first gun round. Looking good from them. Mr. Hoy almost killing himself jumping off from upper there.
Second time he's done that this matchup.
Yeah,
almost committed suicide by jumping from a higher place. But yeah, as you say, London Lynx with the rifle round. Quite a risky setup as well from the CTs as well. Fearless, of course, with the glass cannon AWP, which, of course, if you get caught off guard by any number of rifles, the AKs, the M4s, yeah, even an SMG to a lesser extent, but still to an extent nonetheless, London Lynx putting a lot of faith in Fearless to be able to hold this down, but he did his job alongside the rest of the CTs. They do lose 2, so only 2 have to reinvest, and money is allowed to start building here for London Lynx. eDen not looking so much better, though. 4 AKs. And the CZ on Samwell. Also, it's the utility out for most players. A double flash smoke set for Samwell himself. And the Kevlar helmets for everybody here on the T side. eDen going to go in towards the default. Look for some aggression. And actually, they are reading it relatively well. So far, not going to beat the opening frag, but they could catch off trouble. That's all that. Not a whole lot coming on through as they do make IV control. They do start to push into T-Con. eDen looking more than likely to hit up this A site. Fearless does catch that opening frag. That's Logsy out of play. A great start once again from London Lynx.
Yeah, really good trigger discipline. Dom, a nice frag through the smoke there. Sort of knowing that angle. Pommy also chants in. But Fearless able to drop the bomb ultimately. 3 versus 2 after that pick from Thomas. I think Fearless is going to go down here momentarily, and there Dom with his second for the round. So eDen eSports immediately chiming back in with a round of their own means that London Lynx going to be reset. And I think this is a lot of what we saw on their T side of Cobblestone. They'd get around here and there, but eDen just dominating really and getting a lot more rounds in a row. Just sort of playing this very aggressive style so far on T side train, and it is something that we see very often. There's not many executes you can really do. There's sort of like 1, maybe 2 smokes you can use on the B bomb site, and there's about 3 or 4 that you can use on that A site. So it's more based off of aim, and here Thomas is going to show us with a nice 3K. That final kill especially was pretty damn beautiful. He's only against pistols and no armor, but still it was a nice flick. Fearless now with nothing but a P250, left all by himself, so it's going to be an easy 5th round on the board for eDen.
Yeah, not much available for London Lynx in this set of circumstances. So to try to see if they can try not to lose a rifle, and indeed. Fearless almost got Samwell, but Samwell does survive with 15 HP and taking himself a double kill. Of course, Thomas with that 3K and the flick of the wrist to close things out on that A site. Very nicely done. Once again, eDen taking that easy in, easy out method of approach on this T side, just raiding A site, taking out every single CT and just securing the round off the back of that. And yes, it was against the eco of London Lynx, but it's still going to be a round honourable for eDen. And this is the exact same way that they were able to take the lead away from London Lynx. It's the same way that they were able just to stack rounds up and start pushing the CTs into an awkward position. London Lynx will go aggressive. Just see what they can do in this instance, but they're just going to get shut down by Samwell. This is just easy pickings for all of them. As once again, the pistols and no armor shot, absolutely nothing. And NK will be the last round to fall. All 5 staying alive. eDen, easy in, easy out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good round from them to sort of solidify their economy. These are the sort of important rounds that you really need to be getting. Make sure that you're not going to lose too many players and just, you know, get yourself a lot of money on the board. And as you can see from Samwell there, he's got 10K. Thomas as well has got 8, almost 9, and he's managed to pull out an AWP. Logsy, interestingly, going with this UMP, possibly a bit of an info play. Something we normally see from the Mac 10. But all the same, it's that logic there, but a nice flick onto Ivy allows Fearless to get into things and open the round for his team. So it's a good 5 versus 4 situation now, and hopefully London Lynx, no one's going to give away any free kills. Just kind of play this one slowly, as eDen eSports are going to do so themselves and sort of walk over towards B, get some smokes and whatnot. Like I said, that close smoke, in fact, onto the sidewalk position is going to allow them to sort of walk out. They've only got 1 player to deal with at the moment, but not aware of the fact I think he's sat inside of that smoke, so not ready for him to be there, possibly, as the bomb is going to get planted. Trouble gets immediately taken down by Dom, and there you go. The kills are now coming in for eDen eSports as a 4 versus 3 situation. Fearless, however, will catch Pommy looking the wrong way, and Cyber at Oil will take down Samwell. So back in the favour now of London Lynx. No kit in the hands of these boys as they will try. Oh, Fearless doing some damage onto his own teammate there, but it does not matter as NK on the flank is completely unspotted. No kit, but no cares in the world at the moment as London Lynx get themselves a second on the round and on the board. And I think it's really important that they get themselves another round after this and try and get together a bit of a win streak, because otherwise, you know, we're going to be looking at another reset, another double eco, and another few rounds for eDen. So this is quite an important round here, and the fact that only 2 of them survived means that the buy is going to be very, very weak here. You know, a UMP being pulled out, not very strong in the utility department.
And that reset was the same brick wall that London Lynx were hitting every single time they came up against eDen in that last map, Cobblestone. So they've already had a reset once this matchup. This map up. Let's see if they will happen again. eDen once again very quick into the A bomb site. Smokes down, flashbangs away. Cyber will get the first on Samuel, and Fearless chimes in on towards Thomas, but they are slowly whittling down to the defensive. Never mind that. NK, Fearless, Mr. Hoy all chime through with the final few kills, trading out Cyber, the lonely man of full here for London Lynx. Very nice defensive. A third and a string together for London Lynx.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the ideal round there. They only lose 1 player, so keeping their economy pretty, not strong, but I mean, they're not going to have to buy up any weaker rifles. And this here, I think, is a pretty huge round to sort of see how this half is going to go, who's going to kind of, you know, whether eDen's going to run away with it or London Lynx are going to be able to even up the scoreline. There's still a lot of money left for eDen after getting so many rounds in a row, but this one's going to weaken their economy for sure. So 5 versus 5 as players have managed to make their way out of T-Con, but then sort of went back in, not really sure about it. The wall bang's coming in there from the brown halls and ladder room as well. A nice little boost spot that we see every now and then. It seems eDen eSports know their stuff on this map.
A minute and 10 still have to go for eDen. Making their way out of T-Con. Oh, Mr. Hoy spotted out so much right there, looking for his headshot. Can't quite find it. Not just yet. It's the first man to strike him. Mr. Hoy does get a trade right back. NK and Fearless will lock things down. A double kill for NK, and Fearless spotting out Thomas, taking that final frag, and very nicely done. The AWP and M4 South from London Lynx. Those 2 players right there seeming unstoppable on these retakes, unstoppable on these defensives. And they now put eDen in a very odd position. They have to force buy in this round, but London Lynx are starting to catch up with this T-side. Yeah,
I mean, it's really, really well played from them. Yet again, another round where they're not losing too many players. Really quick, actually, these rounds that seem to be going the way of London Lynx these past couple of rounds. You know, they're really sort of one-sided affairs, which is definitely, you know, what they want to be building up their economy and making the economy of eDen eSports weaker. And it's really, really going to get their morale up as well and get their heads back into this game, because it's important to kind of be dominant, to be able to get that momentum flowing and keep it going, to even up the scoreline is the first goal, and then once they get past that, to win up more rounds. Of course, you know, we did say earlier that the CT side of Train is definitely the favourable one, so they want to be getting, I would have said at least 10, but 9 is the goal at this point, really. Otherwise it's going to be a very difficult time for them on the T side. Cyber going to have to deal with those players coming out of the ladder room. He's unable to do so, so the first kill will go over towards Thomas, but immediately traded back. Boy, left on low HP as well. He does have friends to help him out, of course, and the remaining 3 teams are out towards here, so it looks like it is definitely going to be an outside hit. Pommy, his position is completely unknown, so he will catch 2 off guard and get a 3rd. Pommy with some huge frags here. He's left on 6 HP, and the bomb is going to go down, but it's a 2 versus 1 situation for Trouble to try and get back into this. He catches Pommy off guard to make it a 1 versus 1, but not aware of the fact that Samuel is playing over towards Hell. He doesn't have a kit in his hands either. He's just going to try and force Samuel out of position. Samuel not aware of the fact that he doesn't have a kit, and a great round from Trouble to win that one out and put a stop to the possible win there. I mean, Pommy went absolutely huge with that 3K, but unfortunately Trouble just gets the better of the rest of his teammates.
2 tagged up players up against 1 player with 100 HP, and you know, I think we all know which one wins in that case. Trouble. Huge round for London Lynx. Of course, economy getting whittled down, and he's on 5 digits of cash poster, sorry, pre-buy I should say, for London Lynx. So they should have no problems in buying into this one. The full sets of utility will come out. Kevlar helmets, the fuse kits for everyone here. Well, not everyone, who of them want to have a fuse kit for his own right, but it's true from that last round. I don't think it really needs one. 1 round now between London Lynx and eDen. The 5 AKs for the T's to be playing with. They're going towards a very, very passive default. This looks like it might just be the straight A execution setup. They've got players outside of T-Con and Dumpster trying to set up some smokes. They may push very quickly into this T-Con position. Indeed, it looks like that's exactly the case. They also have presence towards Ivy, but they will back off and wrap their way into T-Con and drop pop dog here. Molotov's down. Mr. Hoy with that opening kill with Fearless gets it traded out. Mr. Hoy with a double. Takes down Pommy, takes down Samuel, turns it into a 4-on-3. And although he's got 16 HP, he will double dip back in towards the site, looking for T's. He will get taken down by them. Thomas and Dom triangle up. NK still here, back behind Blue Train, 2 versus 2. Of course, Squad logs his hip foot as well. Take his head clean off his shoulders and leave it up to Dom as the last man here for the T side of eDen. Bomb on his back. Low HP, will be able to take down Trouble regardless and make his way towards the B side. Oh, NK just flipping a little bit of a spray that could have easily shut down Dom. A single bullet will do it now from this M4, but the bomb will go down on B. NK still thinks his A site, and actually going to waste a little bit of time trying to set this retake up here on the A side. Eventually, will wrap his way into connector. That's given Dom plenty of time to set up, and he's anticipating this. He's ready for NK to come back in from A. He's played this perfectly, and now it'll be amazing. And closing this out. Yes, he does. Dom a 3K on 13 HP. What a lad, and what a round for eDen.
Absolutely huge from Dom, to be honest. Caught himself in a little bit of an off angle there. Definitely not expected. You know, and I mean, it was a key round. It was honestly such a huge round in this half. London Lynx, you know, if they win that, then they're going to be forcing eDen onto a bit of a, you know, force buy, a shoddy buy. So it would have allowed them to even up the scoreline perhaps and make their way back into their CT half. But I mean, just a huge clutch from Dom on such low HP as well. I think the sort of the obvious play there for him really is to push aggressively towards CT. That's where I think he was expected to be, but he was just playing like such a an expected angle in a usual situation, but unexpected when he's only on low HP, which of course that info would have come out. So, but anyway, into this round, kills have gone, of course, in favour of eDen eSports. So it's 2 being picked up on the side of London Lynx. So definitely a chance that Mr. Hoy could possibly get his hands on a rifle and save it. Bomb not gone down yet, so if he gets some early kills, there's a chance. But unfortunately, the bomb's going to be planted. So he's going to try and save an AK perhaps, but he's going to get spotted out over towards the T-Con area. And I think the T's here are guarding these rifles quite well, yep. So he's not able to get anything into it, as Pommy will take him down pretty easily.
The next round will eventually be on the board for eDen.
Wow, trouble.
Wow, trouble.
Wow, wow, wow. 4 kills.
Yeah.
It's not good. I mean, everyone else across the board is pretty much sort of like even on both sides, despite the scoreline, but he just is not pulling his weight, unfortunately.
No, that's going to be a bit of a problem here for London Lynx. 2 more rounds to find here in this half, and they would have been able to make an 8-7, which isn't the worst scoreline for a CT side, but definitely not the best. eDen, of course, in with the full buy here with the AKs, 5 of them in play. The AWP on Fearless for London Lynx, M4's UMP here for trouble. He's the lone man on the B site defensive here. They come straight into the site, wasting no time getting the bomb down, and trouble will wait past eventually. We'll be able to let down Dom alongside Mr. Hoy, who comes up through, takes himself a double kill. Logsy burns him alive as Samuel takes trouble out. Close range of the site to a 2 versus 3 situation. It is favourable for London Lynx. Can eDen just close this one out, though? They've got time on their side, and London Lynx are playing super passive. They've only got 1 defuse kit on Fearless as well, so if he goes down at any point, this becomes infinitely harder for the CTs. Molotov down, perfect from Pommy. That's exactly how you need to play it in this situation. They need to go up, they need to frag him down, they need to take down his teammate. They need to get things on the site very, very quickly. Time is ticking away. I don't think Fearless has enough, as NK does take down Pommy. Look for Samuel as well. Fearless able to get it, but there's not enough time. They're running for the hills, as eDen will be able to claim a 9th. Just a little bit too slow from London Lynx.
Yeah, it's a bit sad there. They had the man advantage and everything, just not coordinated, maybe jittering a little bit. I mean, NK had a flash, but I believe it was Cyber just pushed in before he even flashed up her, and just time really, you know, pressured them sort of into a corner, and they just decided to stay in the corner instead of fighting themselves out of it, you know what I mean? And Fearless did have the kit, but he also had the AWP, so he can't really be getting too close too aggressive. And the huge thing there was the fact that the Molotov comes onto the bomb and no one's got a smoke to douse the flames. But a fast B hit to answer back here against this force buy from London Lynx. And of course, is the final round, so you would expect as such Fearless to go down to the Molotov there. And some kills actually coming back in the way of London Lynx, but 3 versus 2 overall. And there you go, the aggressive plays from Thomas will catch out Mr. Hoy, and NK goes down to make it 10-5 for eDen. So a really good showing on the T side. You know, we came into this map and said it's pretty much one of the only maps you can say is CT-sided, but it just seems that eDen eSports are just outclassing their opponents on this map.
Yeah, one of the problems for London Lynx as well is that B site was extremely weak. They left Trouble alone for that defensive, whether we had the UMP and M4 and AK or CZ.
And he was one of the weakest players.
He was one of the weakest players. Maybe they may not have realised it up to that point, but in that case, that's just a misplay on London Lynx in that particular case, to not give him some backup, to not give him a second man. Because especially, you know, he's not even that bad of a defensive on the B site when he's on his own. When he held back and he waited for the T site to make their way on towards the bomb site, he still got a frag, allow Mr. Hoy to rotate and get that double kill in one of the earlier rifle rounds. It's just a case of London Lynx just not giving him the same support that he really needs on that defensive. And for that CT side, that's really their main point of weakness. That's not a great start as well for London Lynx. eDen, one map up, now a 10-5, half to their favour. They start things off on their CT side. Fearless will get Logsy to kick things off, but Samuel frags right the hell back on NK. Oh, they've walked past someone in the smoke. This is perfect for eDen. Thomas, 1 headshot, 2 headshots, looking for the third man, Cyber. That's the 180 to take him right back down, but look at Pommy, he's on another flank of his own right, takes out Trouble, and it leaves it all on Cyber. 1 versus 2, 61 HP, bomb on his back, P250 in his hand, he's challenging up against Dom, does take him out of the action, so opens up a chance for this lone man, and a 1 versus 1 for a 3K clutch. Pommy also looking for the 2K. 50 seconds left for Cyber to work with. He'll make his way on towards A. Risky, but he's got to find his head. Taps the first one, but isn't able to land the shot on Pommy. And now it's down to the retake, this lone CT. Pommy does get tapped down twice, but Cyber misses both shots. All the way around the right-hand side of the red trade. And just looking, oh, crisp, Pommy. Well played, no defuse kit, but not one required. It will be an 11th one on the board for eDen.
Cyber had a flash. And Pommy's like stood out in the open. I mean, at the very least, you just sort of flash behind you, peek out, and he's either going to be turned away or staring at the flashbang, and only has like a very small window to take you down. So I think nerves definitely getting to him there. And I mean, if I'm a teammate at that point, I'm like, Cyber, you've got flash. And just leave it at that. It's just a very quick, it's not going to get in the way of like sound cues or anything like that. You just very quickly say you've got a flash, and then it's going to give him perhaps a bit of an advantage, but he doesn't even get to see if it's going to come into fruition. And I think that's the whole kind of story of this map so far, is London Lynx are just playing kind of scared. eDen have got that one map cushion that they could possibly lose out. I do believe this is London Lynx's pick as well. So, you know, maybe not expecting too much into it. Just sort of running straight into the meat grinder there as well. That's going to be the bomb drop. So, I mean, Dom gets nothing for his Trouble. Trouble, however, left on low HP. So now 2 versus 4. Make it a 2 versus 1. Make it a... what? A 2 versus 4. And then I was gonna. It's a 1 versus 4, and then just. It's like it's like 1 in the morning. I mean, cut me some slack. But either way, eDen take that round pretty cleanly. Only losing 1 player, and he only had an MP9, so not much, you know, being spent in that round.
Don't worry. This map is coming to a close. eDen are a few rounds away from match point. A few more rounds away from taking the series. Here they come. eDen on 12, London Lynx on 5, and of course that bomb plug in the pistol means that they should be able to buy a rifle round here. Indeed they do. Trouble gets the first, and Mr. Hoy doubles down, can't quite get the second on Samwell. 2 CTs here on that B push, straight up into the ramp, but only going to find that 1 frag. It means to the advantage of London Lynx, and because they have IV control, because they still have T-Con, and the bomb hasn't been committed to either side just yet, they can still wrap back in. And they can still take their time with this one. Totally here, waiting for CTs to get aggressive indeed. Pommy will. Cyber, oh, waiting a little bit too long, just like a second available. Pommy will desperately look for this AK, and that's all he wants to get. Just back off, keep the firepower, allow eDen another chance. That grenade could also take down Trouble, got close, but no cigar, not just yet. London Lynx still in a 4-on-3.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite well played by London Lynx to just take things a little bit slowly. after getting those initial picks and getting the man advantage and, you know, playing a bit calmer and deciding, right, what are we actually going to do into this round, lads? And there's one player on the flank here, so if they move fast, they're only going to be up against 2 players on this B-bomb site who are a little bit out-positioned. But Tommy playing from the back of this bomb train picks up 2. Samuel as well from sidewalk, and good God, it just all falls apart. A huge round from Pommy yet again to get that 3K, and a bit of help from Samuel as well. So the 2 of them there get all 5 kills to make it 13-5, and I mean, it's just very similar to what we saw on Cobble. These kind of crossfires and playing off of each other from eDen is just so good. You know what I mean? They just have a little bit more chemistry, I think, coming into this. Despite the fact that they're a bit more of a mixed team. I'm not so sure if maybe they're friends and they play together, you know, sort of every now and then, which I would imagine the fact that they're a mixed team. And there you go, just running through the Molotov yet again. Pommy able to pick up 3. NK will get the bomb down, but that's about all he's going to get. Trouble is still alive with him, but I mean, they've got a smoke, and that's about it. It just blocks. So there he goes, spraying through after that Molotov. Trouble actually over towards Connector here. I think he's okay with sacrificing the bomb, maybe trying to get a pick, but Logsy catches him out. So yeah, the bomb is going to be defused momentarily, and that'll be a 14th on the board. So London Lynx pretty much all riding on this round for them. They've got to get this one here and then just pretty much not lose one for the rest of the game if they even want a chance of you know, taking it to overtime at the very least. I mean, eDen have got so much room for error here. You know, 9 rounds in a row until it gets evened up. So hopefully for London Lynx, they'll be able to win a few and kind of straighten out and figure out how they're going to get back into this one. But eDen eSports just purely outclassing them. A really strong T side, and so far not dropped around on the CT side.
Fearless will open things up for London Lynx though, taking down Logsy. We can try to get NK, not quite. So London Lynx, as you say, 9 rounds to go before they're able to even things up, but this may be the start of that. eDen struggling on their wits here. A 5-on-3 situation. The Samuel's pretty tagged up. Meanwhile, London Lynx haven't received a single point of damage from the CTs. They're waiting towards the default. They find Thomas and Logsy, 2 of the big boys, I guess you could say, for eDen. 2 very talented individuals. Just got to deal with the other 3 who are also here for eDen. A minute still left to go. Aggression coming in from Samuel, making his way down from T-Con. They may have heard him. He's still going to catch Mr. Hoy. Tries to connect it onto Cyber, but Cyber does take him down. So, 1-for-1 trade still works out in the favour of London Lynx, and with Trouble taking down Dom, it only leaves Pommy, the last man. 1 versus 4 situation. Might be able to deny a bomb plant, but even Trouble's got that covered off. A double kill for him, and a 6th for London Lynx.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clean round from them. They play quite well off each other, off those initial picks as well. But I think at this point it might just be a little bit too little too late. They've got to get this one, and then I would imagine eDen probably going to go put themselves onto a bit of an eco. There's a lot of money on Samuel, but everyone else at this point doesn't have very much left. So quite an important round for London Lynx. If they want to get, you know, some rounds on the board, get back into this one, they're going to need to be winning this one out, and that's definitely not a way to be doing that. Trouble blinding himself. I don't think he was trying to make any plays off that, just sort of stopping the rush from coming in with that flashbang. But all the same, just kind of sloppy CS perhaps. There are 2 players over towards Ivy. It seems to be a little bit weaker for them, so they're putting a bit more attention there to make sure that London Lynx don't have an easy time securing it. On the edge of the smoke there, Thomas will spot one out, but Fearless is available to get the trade back in. So a 1-for-1 trade, but I mean, when you're a CT, it's definitely not in your favour to be trading 1-for-1. You want to be picking up a few more kills, or ideally not dying at all. Just to keep the pressure around the map and control of the bomb sites. The remainder of the Ts are just sort of playing a little bit passively over towards the brown halls, closer towards showers actually. They will look to move in as Fearless is going to pick up that bomb over towards sort of the long alley. I'm not really sure what you call that, to be honest.
It's called Ivy.
No, Ivy's like the...
No, Ivy is the whole thing.
The whole thing? The whole thing? All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
40 seconds on the clock for the T side. Mr. Hoyt will make his way in as the entry smokes down. Flashbangs coming in from his teammates, but he manages to get the spray on Logsy regardless. Pommy on top of the white train trying to make some work. We'll be able to take down Mr. Hoyt for it. Spray manically. Cyber can't connect it. And Dom will be able to take down Fearless for it. Does get traded back, but 2 versus 2 does ensue. Smokes down. Bomb to get planted by NK, but he's still got to cross the smoke. Won't be allowing him for it. Does eventually get out towards default, planted down. Pommy on 14, Samuel on 74. Tagged up players here for eDen, but still a 2 versus 2 against London Lynx. This is still possible. This is still very, very doable indeed. As Pommy makes his way up from the right-hand side of the white train. Oh, NK spots out Samuel. That's crucial though. Counter flash coming on through. He's going to start peeking NK. Nice 180. Does take him down. Leaves it up to the AWP. And Cyber is right underneath him. He's just challenging up against his man in default. And as a result, he will get the spray. The AWP and the 7th for London Lynx.
It's just kind of a question of like, where has this been all game? To be honest, you know what I mean? Like, they're pulling out some really good rounds here. And I feel like, to be fair though, if that flash hadn't have come in for Pommy and he'd have just walked the whole way, I think it was NK just wasn't watching the angle at all, but when he hears the footsteps, he immediately is going to turn, and Pommy's on like, what, 14 HP at the end of that? But low, he was like 1 shot to say the least. But now, as we said previously, it's going to be just a pistol by here. A long dink there. Dom gets on Fearless. Ooh, and a nice 1D close range from Thomas, but of course immediately traded back, so not really able to capitalize off that. Fearless left on 31 HP, but I mean, it's the Bogdan law, guys. He's low HP, he's got the AWP, so it doesn't really matter that much. So they're looking to make this an 8 on the board now for London Lynx. Pretty clean, you know, anti-eco frags here from them. And NK on the back of the team, sort of behind everyone, is going to catch out Samuel. So not much of an opportunity here for Logsy. He's not got armor. He does have a deagle. Might possibly catch NK out, and he does. Thought he might have started shooting a little bit too early there as he's still on the ladder, but caught with a nade out. Mr. Hoy manages to trade him back pretty easily. So 3 players left alive. Not ideal. As you can see, the money isn't brilliant, but they will be able to drop over towards Trouble, I would imagine, so he can buy up nades and things. Or he's just going to buy himself, apparently. Down to $0 exactly, but all the same. Getting into the 23rd round here, and once again, another important round for London Lynx to be winning to string together some rounds and make sure that they can, you know, get themselves to a solid scoreline where they are going to be contending for the win in this map.
Thomas down Ivy, looking for that opening peak from the teams, but London Lynx will not supply it. It's Fearless and Trouble trying to gain control, trying to get that opening frag, but again, eDen will reciprocate and not peak up too aggressive. Now 2 rounds away from winning, 1 round away from forcing match point against London Lynx, and then from there, the TSI will have to go to overtime. So eDen have all the cards, just need to play them right against London Lynx, who are in this default for the A site. Deacon Ivy control has been gathered. There are 4 CTs on A to be dealing with, though. Cyber will also make his way in from Apps. The bomb will get picked up. Again, lots and lots of control coming in from London Lynx, but they are just playing it to the default, looking for the pick, but not much more than that will come through. 45 seconds. Eventually, London Lynx need to find their leverage, or just set up for a site and commit from there. Yeah,
it's quite a slow, methodical kind of round from them. Just looking to get some, you know, aggression, perhaps, or catch out some aggression rather, but none of it coming from the CTs. Quite, you know, respectful from them to not be going too aggressive. It looks like it is going to be a bit of an A split down. Hot dog and whatnot. Dom going to get caught out in between a rock and a hard place. Trouble as well will pick up 1. Now Thomas with this AWP looking to do a lot of damage, and there is a lot of damage already done. 50 HP on Trouble, NK just above half HP, and Cyber pretty much 1 shot there. So they are aware of the fact that this AWP, it is now Pommy in fact, but they're aware of a player being there. He almost goes down to nades, left on 21 HP, just looking to save because the economy is in dire straits at the moment for eDen eSports. So London Lynx towards the latter end of this game. They're definitely pulling out some pretty good CS, keeping a lot of players alive as well. So going to be 14-9 here, and possibly a 14-10. We'll see. I mean, there you go. Pommy is going to go down to Hoy, Fearless, Thomas rather. Going to take him down. I'm used to seeing that AWP in the hands of Fearless. Thomas, I think it's the first round we've seen him pull it out actually on the CT side. To be fair, the glass cannon as well. So trying to make that work, but unfortunately it doesn't in that round. But it can definitely be a deadly weapon, especially in the hands of a CT if he decides to get a bit aggressive over towards Ivy with a flashbang or whatnot. There is a huge chance that he could pick up some massive kills and sway the round in favour of his team.
eDen going to be in a bit of dire straits for this next round. 14-9 still the scoreline, but pistols out for most of the CTs in this instance. Just the AWP that Thomas had saved. And London Lynx, of course, saving 3 players means that this economy grows and grows a little bit more for the T side. So his comeback's back on. London Lynx are back in the game. Can they just find the 5 rounds they need to bring it to evens, and then the 2 rounds after that to bring us to map 3? Only time will tell, as will the setup here. They make their way in towards the B default, hoping to catch off someone. They have got players in pop-up that they could potentially push on, and there is one man held back near the ladder position. That's Pommy. That behind the spool stack.
This pushing towards Ivy is actually huge. It's going to give a lot of information over towards the CTs that there isn't really much A presence. He's going to be on the flank. There's now a 3rd player making his way in towards B. So they've read into this pretty well. And it's something that London Lynx pulled out previously as well. Thomas going to find the kill onto Fearless, so that's the AWP down. Pretty huge kill if no one's watching this flank here, so Thomas could possibly go down. But they're going to actually wrap towards Pop Dog, and there you go. This flank coming in from Logsy is huge as he picks up 2 to stop the bomb going down drop. There is still a chance, however, though, as Trouble will get 1, but Samuel trades him back pretty quickly. Now 2 CZs with no armor. That nade going to do huge damage, knocks him down to 8 HP. Not able to find the head, though. He will eventually take him down, Mr. Hoy, but he's not aware of the fact that Pommy is, in fact, behind him. Pommy not able to find the kill, though, so 20 HP here for Mr. Hoy, and he picks up the kill. A huge clutch coming in from him. Makes it a 3K for the round, gets to 1 versus 2, and that's going to be 10 on the board for London Lynx now, keeping his team in it. I bet they're going to be going absolutely wild right now after that.
Why did Pommy peek? I mean, he had the opportunity available to him. All he needed to do is just hold back and wait for the bomb to get tapped. And even then, you know, it would take a few seconds for Mr. Hoy to get his AK out. By that point, you know, he's low on HP already. You've already tagged him up pretty hard. You know, you have this information available at your hand. You know, you must have seen the blood getting spurt, but in this case, just not to be. Pommy just peaks a little bit too early, and as a result, Mr. Hoy taking full advantage of it. Back in towards the default. This time, Thomas will kick things off, taking down Fearless, taking the AWP out of London Lynx's hands. So eDen kick things off on the right foot here for round 25.
Yeah, I mean, they've got like full utility on the side of London Lynx, and he just basically dry peaks with nothing. And in quite an obvious spot for a player to be coming from, especially because London Lynx have been putting a lot of pressure over towards Ivy earlier on in the half. So a little bit sloppy there. Fearless drops that AWP, which obviously a key weapon, you know, on any side, on any map most of the time. So, and of course the early pick's not going to do London Lynx any good. There's a minute remaining and they're just going for their average, you know. Play slow towards B and maybe go back towards Pop Dog and drop down towards A. I mean, it looks like they are going to commit to the A hit here. Running straight through the smoke there. Maybe not expecting that on the side of the CTs. No kills coming out yet, though. Dom will pick up Mr. Hoy, however. So a 5 versus 3 situation now as the bomb is going to go down. But NK gets himself 1, almost gets a 2nd. Pommy saves Thomas from getting taken down there from that close range angle. And now left onto Trouble and Cyber. Not huge players on this side. Spam through the smoke. Logsy will pick up that kill onto Cyber. So now, Trouble missing out the frag there onto Samwell. I don't really know what's going on with the auto director. But Samwell will pick up the final kill, and that's going to be 15-10 now for Trouble. For eDen, rather. I don't know what I'm saying. Trouble is the final player to go down. Bit of a Freudian slip, as the auto director was just kind of messing up there towards the end of the round, unfortunately. But I think that was pretty obviously going in the way of eDen. Trouble not been having the best of games. Misses a pretty easy kill onto Samwell, and pretty much, you know, denies himself the chance to get back into that. So it was looking good for London Lynx, but now eDen eSports have got 5 match points to play with, so they will be looking to close this one out 2-0.
London Lynx into the A split. 2 from Pop Dog, 3 from T-Con. Eventually the bomb will wrap its way back in towards App, so they push for a fate. They're trying to see if they can pull the rotation away from eDen, and indeed they will be able to pull Pommy away, but Pommy's playing possum. One more T-side player does push out. He does get dealt with as Mr. Hoy down. Good grenade. Doesn't quite take Trouble in the way that we would have wanted it to, but he should be able to finish off the kill. No trouble. 2nd phase, 2nd kill. And the 3rd man probably to follow here for Fearless. Never mind, Thomas will rotate and take down the last player. So it's 16-10 to the favor of eDen as they actually take the series 2-0 against London Lynx out of the last hurdle.